friends, welcome back to today's video. We are talking about one of my very favorite brands. If you saw the title of the video, you already know we're talking about Charlotte Tilbury. It's one of my top favorite brands. I have so much Charlotte Tilbury products, and of course, when there's a new launch, sneak peeks, I'm gonna be like all ears. I'm waiting to find out when they're gonna drop, when the release date is. And I was able to order one of her new matte blushes when I got an email for the early access for shopping on the website. So I placed the order for one of the new matte blushes, and I chose the shade called Pillow Talk. And it has the same sort of setup with the tube and sponge tip applicator as her contour wand, as her highlighters, and her beauty wand. So you will see kind of like an up close of what this looks like a little bit more in detail with the packaging. And we're gonna do a demo on this. I have most of my face already done in the demo portion except for blush and highlight, because I also, yes, did pick up one of her new highlighters. These are the long name highlighters, the Hollywood Glow Glide Face Architect highlighter, and I chose Champagne Glow. So we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna demo both of these and kind of give you my thoughts as someone who uses a lot of Charlotte Tilbury products pretty much daily. I have an extensive range of her products in my collection. It's, like I said, one of my favorite brands. So I kind of have an idea of her formulas and just what I'm already sort of anticipating. I didn't pull up any reviews or videos or nothing that anybody shared about her new formula, because I didn't want to come into this with thoughts in the back of my mind of whether good or bad. I wanted just to experience this just for the first time very organically with you on camera. So we're going to try this out and kind of see how it blends. I am wearing the product now, so you can kind of see beforehand, getting into the demo, how it looks with the entire face completed. And then I'm just going to kind of show you how I apply these types of products, especially this one that comes in like a wand with a sponge tip, and how I go about using the product itself. And it's different because I don't demo this as you may see in other videos. With the sponge tip, people probably go directly on. I do a whole different sort of technique with it, so I'll show you that. And then of course we're going to dial it up with the highlighter. So I hope you will enjoy this demo and review. Let's get started. And I was so excited. I was trying to like mess with this and kind of get it to get it going. And I kind of tore my, yeah, you can kind of see that. I tore my sponge, which sucks because this product is quite expensive and you don't want that to happen. But it's fine because I don't go onto my skin with the applicator, just because, like I said, it gets messy. It's a lot of product, and I will show you with this one here. This is the Pillow Talk Easy Highlighter, and you can see how there's so much on there that is just way too much. I would be wasting the product at that point. So I tend to always have on hand my makeup palette that I put product on. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to show you. There is an arrow where it's on off, and then you just twist it to on, and then you kind of just keep pushing until you see the product flow through. Now, because mine is sort of messed up on the side, it's going to take a little bit. So I'm going to just kind of like press it onto my palette. I do like to use a smaller brush. This is the round tapered powder brush, the PD8 from Profusion. It's kind of rounded. It has a bit of a kind of point to it, but I feel like it's a really good brush for blush, especially when I'm using cream products. And I'm going to sort of get that color worked into my brush. Her products are very pigmented, so I'm going to go in very lightly. And I'm going to start up kind of high on the top of my cheekbone just to create that lift. And then I'm going to kind of blend towards the apples of my cheeks. Okay, that's a really pretty color. It's a nice, soft, like everyday pink shade that honestly looks kind of like a natural flush, which I'm glad it's that way because I didn't want it to be too I hate to say bold because I love blush. More is more, right? But just that kind of softness to it, I really do feel like is really pretty and very flattering. So here it is, one side, and then here is the side with nothing on it. It looks really pretty. And to be honest, it's not a complete flat matte look. It's got a bit of a, I wouldn't say like a skin-like finish to it, where when you think of matte, you think of something super flat. It could be very drying, very powder-like, very cakey, and just if the formula's not done right, it can be kind of unflattering. It is what it is. It's matte. There's no creaminess to it. There's no luminosity. The matte formulations these days are way different than they used to be many years back. So we've made a lot of improvements in formulations over the years, which is great. But matte can kind of, I don't know, be a little bit drying. But this isn't. This has more of a skin-like finish where it's not dewy, it's not luminous, but it's not completely flat and chalky looking. It looks really nice over the skin. And like I said before, I'm using a lot of Charlotte products. I may have mentioned the foundation. I'm using the Beautiful Skin in shade 2 Neutral as my base today, and I did put powder on. So that's another thing. I used some of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Powder on like my large pore areas, through the forehead, and also over my cheeks to see if this is going to blend well over her powder, and it does. I don't feel it's like lifting or any kind of weirdness happening, and it's not patchy, it's not skipping. I actually like this color. It's so pretty. So I'm going to grab a little bit more. I really like this color, and I'm glad I picked it up. I love the Pillow Talk shade. I have it in the mascara. I have it in the eyeliner. Did I say mascara? I have it in the lip liner. The lip liner, the eyeliner, the eyeshadows. I have it all, and it's so pretty and such a flattering shade, and I'm really happy and thrilled that this is exactly the same. That kind of really pretty romantic kind of tone. I like it. I like it a lot. And I'm going to go over my nose as well. I've been doing that a lot lately, and I like it. I like the look. But we got to put some highlighter on because we got to complete this face, and I'm excited about this. I have a lot of her highlighters. She does highlighters very well. Her formulas are always A+, 10 out of 10, and you can't go wrong. I've never been disappointed with any of her highlighting products. I have loved the look of it, from like something super intense and luminous like these types of products from her to something a little bit softer like the Hollywood Flawless Filter. I love it. And when I saw this, I was thinking to myself, do I really need to get this? Because I did purchase her holiday palette that has 2 blushes and 2 highlights that came out a couple months ago before Christmas. I did purchase that, and it has some highlighters in it. But I think the formula on that is more of like a jelly kind of formula where you do need to layer it more. This seems to look like a more traditional sort of powder highlighter, and I like the stars, and you may kind of hear like a shaking, and the pan might move as you're putting your brush in there because this looks to be like a refillable thing. There's a little pinhole in the back, so you can change it out. You can repurchase if you run out, or buy some of the other ones. Hopefully they sell them in refills so that you can kind of swap it out. I guess that's the whole point, eventually getting to the refill options. But I chose the shade called Champagne Glow. Now let's talk about this name. It's the Hollywood Glow Glide Face Architect Highlight, or highlighter. That's a mouthful, okay? So we're gonna just call it the Face Architect Highlight, okay? I guess for now, because that's a big mouthful. Champagne Glow is one of the lighter colors. There is one shade that's lighter than this, and there's a few shades that are deeper, so a lot of different skin tones can choose one that's more complementary. And for this, I typically use a big fluffy brush that almost looks like a crease brush, but it's a jumbo size. This one is from ColourPop. It's the F33. It came from a brush set that I got a couple years ago. Ooh. It's one of the things that I like about the brand. Wow. That, hello, cheekbones. Holy moly. I think I got too much on the other side, so let's go back with a little bit more. Wow. That is pretty. I mean, I didn't expect any less, to be honest with you. I'm very familiar with Charlotte Tilbury highlighters and products. I was not expecting any less. I think the champagne color works. I'm pretty fair. As I said before, the foundation I wear shade 2 Neutral, which is the second color in that range. And I also wear 2 Neutral in her other foundation products, and very fair colored in her concealers. So Champagne Glow is nice. There's a bit of a subtle kind of golden tone to it, but I do feel like it's really, really pretty. I feel like I put probably more than I needed to, but for review purposes, why not, right? More is more. What do you guys think? Did you pick this up? If you did, what shade did you pick up? Because I think it looks really nice. I'm kind of biased because it's one of my favorite brands, so I'm going to just automatically be excited and giddy about products, and I'm going to love the look because I've never really been disappointed by her brand or products. So this is definitely something that I would wear every day. I would mix it with other highlighters. I'm not quite sure if I would layer this as intense as I did today over one of her beauty ones, because then I think that would be, you would see me miles away. You'd see me coming. But I think that is just so, so pretty. And I just really like the way that blush looks. The color is really pretty, and it's just soft and light. I did do a little bit lighter. There are times where I do soft, like just a flush of color, and then there's times where I pile and layer different shades, different colors, different formulas, and just kind of play around with the way it looks. But I do feel like the formula on the blush allows it to be a buildable formula. So you can do a little bit and kind of get a wash, very sheer, and then you can layer it and get something a little bit more intense. I do think the Pillow Talk shade is a really nice soft pink color that I think is very complementary to many skin tones. I do think that it goes well with a lot of different eye looks. Like, it's one of those types of shades where if you do your complexion first, like I do, and then your eyes, it doesn't matter if your eyes are super dramatic, cool tone, warm tone, barely there, maybe just mascara, maybe just lashes for the day. It's going to go with that. It's not going to compete with any eye look because of the tone and the finish of it. I think it's really pretty. And then obviously I do have a lot of glow because I put this Face Architect highlighter, probably a little too much, and that's what's giving the glow. But the formula on the blush itself is more of a skin-like finish where it's not overly luminous and dewy. There's no shimmer to it, but it's not flat, matte, and like chalky. So I was a little bit kind of hesitant because I wasn't quite sure what direction this was going to go in, because I'm used to having a lot of glow and a lot of sheen and shimmer and dewiness. So I wasn't sure how matte we're talking with this, but I'm glad that it's not super matte and very dry looking. I do think it looks really, really pretty, and it blended very well over her foundation. So I'm excited to try this over my Armani Luminous Silk, which is one of my all-time favorite foundations. I've gone through half of my bottle already. I love that stuff. I feel like that's going to really play nicely with this. I mean, I like it. What can I say? I do think it's worth the money for me personally because I love the brand and love the formula. I love highlights, so this, I'm not disappointed whatsoever on these two products. Okay, so that's my opinions, my thoughts, just what I'm thinking about these products at the moment. My first impressions, just kind of like trying them out for the first time on camera. I've had these products for a little bit, and I've been just waiting for the time that I can just turn this camera on and share this with you guys and just put this stuff on my face and see how good it is. And I'm glad I'm not disappointed because these are kind of expensive products. But I hope that this was helpful. I hope that, kind of getting my thoughts on it as someone who uses a lot of Charlotte Tilbury. Like, my whole face mostly is Charlotte Tilbury today, and I have a lot of her products, and I thoroughly enjoy the brand, and I have purchased all of these products myself. I have done a video full face of Charlotte Tilbury. I can do another tutorial or, kind of reviewing what I have. I can share my collection of her products and kind of give you my thoughts, kind of like speed reviews if you want that. I have definitely tried a lot of her products, so I feel like I'm at a place where I could do that and give some helpful insights on the products and what's really worth the money and what maybe you could skip. If that's something you're interested in, let me know because I can definitely do that. And then kind of show you products, maybe swatches, things like that you might be interested in. If there's something from her brand that you want to see in a video, let me know so that I can see if I have it. If I don't, then I can place the order for it and then feature that in an upcoming video. But thank you so much for being here. I hope you found it helpful. You can follow me on Instagram. It's always on the screen on the left or right side. It'll pop up, and I hope to connect with you there. Stay tuned for the next video, and I will talk to you very, very soon.